Welcome back, everyone. Chris Matthew with Forbidden Knowledge News. This has been one of the best weeks of my life, really. The information that came out, the disclosures, the amazing people and sense of community at this place. I've never experienced anything like it before. I was here last year, but this year was even better. I could not describe what happened this year. And looky who I'm with, the one and only Jimmy Church. Jimmy, how did you enjoy the week?
It was an amazing week. From start to finish, here we are on Saturday. So you and I have been here already for 7 days, and we've got one more night left. But it was a great week of conversation and people. But, you know, I think the overarching feeling and comments from everybody's been the same thing. We're out of the house. We've got no face masks. Yes. We're in a place where not only we don't have face masks, but the workers here don't have face. We get to see smiling faces and people and personality that we have been denied for the last year and a half with this pandemic, and which didn't just affect the United States. It was every country in the world, everybody in the world, and a lot of people were affected both personally and physically, and of course professionally, and jobs and families. And it's been a rough year and a half, one of the craziest years in human history. But I think we're on the downside of it, certainly here in the United States and here in the state of Nevada, where all of the restrictions have been lifted. We are able to come here and just be ourselves. And it's been so much fun just hanging out. You and I were talking briefly about this yesterday, which is, and it's a simple point that a lot of people don't necessarily hear about or know about, which is the presenters and the researchers out there. It's really a small community, a small group. And we go from city to city all year doing these conferences. And this is our family. And we get to hang out. We've been denied our friendships too for the last year and a half. So it's been a year and a half since I've seen Richard Dolan. It's been a year and a half since I've seen Billy Carson. It's been a year and a half since I've seen anybody. So for us to finally get together and, you know, we talk and we do things, but just like everybody else, but it's different to hang out, break bread once again and have a drink and get caught up and enjoy each other's company. So it's been a great week. The other part about it was a great week of knowledge. Now, you've been doing a lot of interviews with all of the presenters, and you've done a lot of hard work. And I want to thank you for everything that you do. I'm here first thing in the morning, you know, to start the conference off and announce and do that. Mm-hmm. You're right there. Chris running around getting it done. And so I want to thank you for that. But there's another part with this, with all of these presenters that you've been interviewing. Bob and his crew, of course, Johnny Enoch, a big part of that, wants fresh faces. He wants fresh knowledge. Bob is a part of this community, but he's chasing what's going on like the rest of us. Yeah. He's trying to get to the end of Bob the tunnel. Amazing. He's amazing, and he wants these answers. So he brings in, and I don't know how he does it, but he brings in new researchers with new information, and that's what I got all week. Yeah. I could not, for me, somebody that broadcasts, 4 days a week, just with Fade to Black and everything else that I'm doing. Sometimes it's 7 days a week. Right. And I would like to think that I'm learning and I know, and then all of a sudden Bob brings in all of these researchers and these personalities with this new knowledge. Yeah. And I'm able to sit there and go, wow. So I hosted the highlights for the week for me. Ronnie Dawson was a great presentation. Definitely. Richard Dolan, he's always excellent. Yeah. I get that. Right now on stage, we have Billy Carson. He's always amazing. Great. But it was the two panels that I hosted. And it wasn't the hosting of the panels. That's a given. That's always fun for me. we did this high strangeness panel on Wednesday night, and we're talking about these new areas. Everybody knows about Skinwalker. Everybody knows about Joshua Tree or Sedona or Shasta or Mount Adams. We know about these amazing places around the United States, but that's not all that's going on. And now we bring in this group. And of course, it was James Keenan with his research, and it was Trey Hudson with his research, and Katie Grabowski with her research. But we brought in Dwayne Ollinger, the caretaker of the Blind Frog Ranch, and of course, James Keenan is one of the researchers up there trying to figure out what's going on. There's a lot of people look, but I had never heard of blind fog. I'm preparing for this conference, and I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, this is cool for me. This is new. Now, remember, the audience is going to get exposed to this for the first time too. Then we have the Meadow with Trey Hudson. What an amazing presentation. But I'm able to get all of them, Katie, Dwayne, and James and Trey on the stage. And I get to do the interview. I get to I want to learn. Audience rode along with it. That was
so fun, man.
Right? And we're able to just, it's nothing like a new book, right? Mm-hmm. Nothing like a movie you've never seen before. So we went through that. And then last night, after another great day of presentations, and of course, Thursday was amazing. But last night, we did this Secrets Revealed panel.
Yeah.
And we had a couple of things happened with that. I know you're out in the audience. And
yes.
And of course, it was Richard Dolan, who's always great. We had Danny Sheehan, who is the center of all of this drama that's going on right now in Washington, D.C. We had Rick Doty, as controversial, but all the secret stuff, Rick Doty over the last 30 years has been in the middle of all of those messes. And of course, Sid Goldberg from Gaia. Now, but in the middle of this presentation last night, right at the beginning, it was really funny. And if you guys haven't caught it, you need to go back and try to get the DVD and get the replay. Ask a friend, because this is what happened last night. I've got my phone is sitting here right on the podium, and Richard Dolan's going, Lou Elizondo, Lou. Okay, all right. I don't want to turn this into a Lou Elizondo presentation, but we got Danny Sheehan, Lou, rah. Okay. Let's go. Say Goldberg, Lou. Rick Doty down in the end. Richard just brought up, I'm like, wait a minute. And I cracked this stupid joke. What is this Lou panel? At that moment, Lou Elizondo calls on my cell phone, and I look down and says, Lou.
You can't make that up.
And this really happened. And now, yes, I asked the audience, I said, do I answer this call? Yes. Boom, put it on speaker. Hi. And he immediately goes, hey, Jimmy, it's Lou. I need to talk to you about something right now. And, okay, so I've got Lou speaking to the audience during this incredible panel where so much stuff was revealed. But the audience here at UFO Megacon not only experienced a great panel where all these important issues were discussed and secret, it was awesome. But Lou Elizondo, right, calls in out of the blue here at the UFO Megacon, and that was a special moment for the audience to just go back and go, people are going to mention this later, years from now. I was there.
Yes.
And it was incredible. What did you?
Let me.
Yeah.
So unexpected. I thought it was staged. I didn't know what was going on.
How do you stage that?
I know, and then I realized, no, this is not staged.
No.
Really just calling you out of the blue.
Yes. And the thing was, okay, I'm going to throw this on you for a second, Chris.
Yeah.
Remember, I can't control Dolan's mouth, Sheehan's mouth, right? Goldberg, and nobody can control Rick Doty for sure. But I can't. They're saying what they're saying. I didn't go backstage and go, okay, man, Lou's going to call, so I need you to talk about Lou. No, this is a very organic conversation. So when you hear them going Lou, and suddenly he calls in, what went through your mind?
Like I said, I thought this has to be some kind of staged event. If it's not, it's the biggest synchronicity. I mean, I don't know how to describe.
He must have. It's the universe, right?
It's the universe, of course.
Everybody's talking about him. Something happened. I popped into his head. He had something to say. He called, and wow. And I was turning. I could feel me blushing, right? I could feel it. And I was sitting at, this is what was so great for everybody here at UFO Megacon. I don't know what Lou's going to say. Is he going to get mad that I'm putting him on speakerphone in front of an audience, right? Not unannounced. Or the other part is, am I going to say something wrong to kind of freak him out? This is an uncontrolled, this is something that potentially could get like really stupid. So I didn't know anyway. But it turned out in the end, when he said thank you to the UFO community and thank you to everybody attending and this is great and let's do this, and that was pretty fun. He said one thing though, I'm just going to tell everybody. He said one thing that was really funny. I go, I'm here working at UFO Megacon, the conference in Laughlin, and Lou goes, yeah, right, quote unquote work, right? And I thought that was just awesome, and that was pretty cool. I did notice one thing. First off, okay, spoiler alert. When I said Lou Elizondo's calling, Richard says that ain't Lou Elizondo, and I showed him the phone, right? Danny Sheehan. Remember, it's ringing. Okay, I hadn't answered it yet. And Danny Sheehan's face, he was like, oh, I'm his attorney, right? Can I control? No, I can't control what's about to happen.
Asked him permission.
Yes, I did. Oh, yeah, I said your attorney's here. Permission to speak, sir. That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. You're right. That was a lot of fun. That was, I remember when we were done, I hung up the phone. And we're continuing the conversation. I think, did that just happen? That was, and by the time, and that's one of the reasons why conferences like this are so great, because you get to, the in-person thing, right? So you get to the end of a panel like that, where you wish it could continue for 2 more hours, because the way that me personally, the way that I like to try to do things is just get a conversation going amongst friends. We're having dinner at my house and we're cooking food and we're just going to sit around and have some drinks and have a conversation. That's what I try to do and try to recreate that vibe. It's really fun for the audience, and because they feel like, they're participating. By the end of this panel, we did so many personal things. We drew out the symbols with Danny, remember? And we're showing, this is all improv. None of this is planned, right? And by the end of it, where I wish we had another hour, I started to just think about the information that was just dropped on everybody here. Oh, man, and how much fun it was for me. And something that happened this week, last night, that didn't happen all week long. Everybody came up to the stage to take pictures, right? And the crowd of people, they are appreciating the moment. And how cool was that? It was just great. Just amazing.
And one more thing before I let you go.
Sure.
This was a great collection of consciousness, paranormal, ufology, all brought together. And in this one place, and the sense of community you have here, you're not going to feel anywhere else.
Right. And yes. So you have that going on during the day, and it's experiencers, it's contactees, it's hybrid programs, it's UFOs, it's sighting, it's contact, it's history, it's Anunnaki and Egypt, everything, Area 51 of the UAP task force, Lou Elizondo, everything was covered, Russian UFOs, everything was covered this week. And everybody got a little taste of what their interests are and what they're researching. And then they learn stuff that they don't necessarily research. There's that. But the sense of community is the attendees here can walk around, hang out with the speakers, hang out with each other, ask each other questions. We had the experiencer room with Barbara Lamb going on all week. And then we're down in the restaurants. We have a casino right here. We have that going on. But so the attendees are able to come up and see all of us speakers that are supposed to be fighting and arguing and everything that social media thinks that we do, right. And we don't. And they wait a minute, is everybody friends? Oh, so a fan came up. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, I'm going to play
ready for anything after this.
Yeah, I'm going to play you, and then we'll show it. Put it up to the camera. It's pretty funny.
Sure.
You ready?
Yeah.
A fan comes up and goes, Jimmy, just sit there and just look up. So I did. Uh-huh. He goes, I'll be right back. And this is what he did.
Yes. Oh, you got
that's it. 5 seconds. But those are the fans, and they appreciate what's going on.
Yes.
How cool is that?
So you got rickrolled too. That was great.
Oh, that's good, dude. My life. Okay. There's certain things that need to happen in your life. You got to meet a couple of your heroes. Maybe you got to get arrested, spend a night in jail. There's certain things that you have to do. Yeah. One of the things that completed my life was getting rickrolled. Dude, you've arrived. You get rickrolled. So this is the video. I don't know. Will this show?
If not, it's just send it to me and I'll put it up.
Okay, and then we'll.
Because this is not live because the Wi-Fi is terrible.
It's pretty. That's actually really well done. Right?
Yeah, it was not bad at all.
Probably done on an iPhone, some crazy app.
Yep.
Chris, it's been a pleasure.
Right,
Thank you for your help this week.
Thank you so much.
2021 UFO Megacon here in Laughlin, Nevada. I've been your host all week, Jimmy Church. Chris doing all of these excellent interviews and doing his thing as a host. Thank you for your help. I have said 2021 UFO Megacon here in Laughlin, Nevada 100 times this week. I will never get tired of saying it. We are going to be back in April 2022. It's going to be bigger and better than ever. I'm in love with this town of Laughlin. Bob Brown and Gordon and his family and how they do this event. It's absolutely incredible. So much fun. And I can't wait to do it again. You're going to hear me talk about this for the next 6 months up until, I can't believe it, April 2022, which is going to come up here pretty quick. Yeah. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you for your work. It's been an awesome experience working with you, man.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you so much.
You guys better be here next year. Those who didn't come better be here.
You've been warned.